How do you turn a tiny town with less than 10,000 residents in the middle of the Negev desert into the cannabis capital of the country? We'll find out today when we speak with Mayor Tal Ohana of Yeruham on this episode of What's New TV. Mayor Ohana, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So let's give folks a little bit of background. We did a story about a week ago on your town, and we talked about how you had been awarded 40 million US dollars plus in an incubator fund to turn your town into the cannabis capital of the country. Can you give us some insight into the decision-making process? How did that come about?
So 6 months ago, I got a bad news that two of our factories are going to be closed in a few months. And then 2 days after, I got some phone call from some Russian guy. He asked my permission to open a medical cannabis factory in my town, and I said, no way. Drugs is the past, is not my future. And then I spent all the night reading the economic newspaper, and I understood that there is a new market in Israel. It's not happening every day. And I said, okay, I'm going to be a leader in that field. I want to be the international capital of medical cannabis. And I start to understand what are the main players in that field. And I start with the government, and I saw that there is a cutting-edge bureaucracy, cutting-edge regulation that Israel is leading with, and I start to understand how my current asset, like the pharmaceutical company located in Yeruham and hiring 660 employees, can be relevant to that field. I was not optimist about that, but I succeed to convince them to make a partnership with BOL, which is a very popular and successful company for medical cannabis in Israel, and another VC called Our Crowd, and we created that consortium and applied to the bid of the National Authority of Innovation, and we won. And we are very proud. There was a tough competition, 12 companies. And I'm very proud to be at that moment. 2 months we will open the incubator with 5 new companies, 5 startups that will be located in Yeruham, and of course will affect the industry here, the medical cannabis manufacturing. We will have 3 new factories very soon, and the collaboration between them is something very innovative. And I hope to have soon many fruits of that gift.
That's fantastic. So let me ask you about the community itself, the constituency. How are they reacting? I mean, I would imagine that this is huge, especially since many of them, as you mentioned, were losing jobs because of factories closing. Suddenly, it's gone from a rags to riches type of story where you lose one, but you turn out to have an influx of so many more to replace that. What's been the reaction of the community?
So they are very curious, and they are expecting that factories will be open soon. They are always asking me, when will it be, what's going to happen. They see all the newspaper that are speaking about the incubator and all the ecosystem that we created here with agriculture, with industry, with technology. They are very proud, and I wish it will give them very good opportunities for quality jobs, for quality life. This is my main target.
Okay, so imagine right now, I imagine that there are some founders, some CEOs of cannabis startup companies who are watching. What would you suggest to them if they want to get involved and take advantage of this situation?
First, I think that we are a startup nation, and we see that every month we have a new technology that the Israeli market is developing. There are many R&Ds in agriculture and in pharma that the Israeli market is leading. and I wish them to come and be part of it. I think that the incentive that the Israel government is giving to new companies by giving them land without cost, and also on top of it subsidize 90% of the development of the area. The government is giving them back 30% of the investment for equipment and for the construction. The Israel government give them a subsidize and reducing the company taxes and also the local taxes. So they have many incentives why to come and do that in Israel. But I think the most important thing is the Israel is leading in the innovation, in technology, in R&D, in that field, and everyone wants to be part of it.
That's true. I mean, there's a reason we have earned the title of Startup Nation, no doubt about it. Okay, so let's play a little game. Imagine that What's New.tv has a time machine, and I'm going to invite you to jump in it with me. Let's look ahead 10 years. The year is 2030. What do you imagine your town looks like in 10 years?
So for sure we will double ourselves. We are now 11,000 people. We will be 20 at least. We are growing in 3% every year. We have the best education system, very good community life, cultural life. But more than that, we have good opportunities for social mobility, for important and quality jobs. We are creating now 6 new fields, and I hope that in 10 years it will be very successful. We are trying to have advantage from having desert tech and clean tech and high tech, and also desert tourism, military industries, focusing in drones. And more than that, to have also logistic and other fields. So I hope that we will speak in 10 years and the rate of unemployment will not be 11%, but 3%. But more than that, most of my people will get higher salary and not the minimum wage as we see now. I hope Yeruham will be a leading town located in the desert of Israel that prove that we can do everything in the periphery.
I wish all of that and more for you and the folks in Yeruham. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for all of you watching, thank you very much. If you enjoyed the show, let us know. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell. Until next time, I'm Jeremy Ladner, and this is What's New TV.